Okay, well, basically, if you go right now on any Kurdish or Arabic Iraqi websites, just take a look to like the Arabic, even the English versions, you would think that kind of Iraq has a man-only population. This is because always the politics or decision making and economy, those kind of the kind of sections are dedicated to men. So basically, you would think that women are not actually active in these domains. And I have one a little story I always tell everyone when I talk about the project is that once there is a great Iraqi woman, Iraqi British woman, her name is Zuha Hadid. Zuha Hadid, she's the first woman in the world to receive the highest prize in architecture. And she's worldwide, she's renowned everywhere in the world. She has her design and buildings everywhere from China to USA to France. So basically, I wanted to find an article about her to my little sister, who is about 12 years old. But when I typed her name in Kurdish in Google, I didn't find one single article about her. So basically, I was surprised to not be able to even find one article. Then, just to experiment, I compared her to another woman. So I just randomly chose a singer, an Arabic singer. To my surprise, I found about 10,000 results on her. So kind of this difference was very surprising, because how the media kind of spotlights these people or cares about the women in entertainment, for example, industry, or as beauty kind of icons or whatever, but they do not kind of cover women, like kind of effective women or creative women or powerful women in other domains of life. So this made me think. So I wrote an opinion article and I published it, and I did more research. So when I did more research, I found out there is kind of almost a systematic way of misrepresenting women, and also marginalization. That's the word I was looking for. So misrepresentation and marginalization kind of systematically going on in the Iraqi media, Kurdish, Arabic, but also in the Middle Eastern media in general. So I found some research showing that about 80% of all the articles, or all the published articles, are misrepresenting women or reinforcing gender stereotypes, which means they are associating women to the domains of household, beauty, and childbearing. So this is the issue, which is very kind of important in the Middle East, because women do not have a lot of freedom here. Even though this is kind of, you can see similar problems in the West or in North America, but the difference here is the context is quite different. The context here is you have physical violence, you also have symbolic violence against women, and also you don't have enough participation. It might be unintentional, but still it's going on, it's very prevalent in the Iraqi media. And the users, the problems with the readers and the users of the media do not know about this. So it looks harmless and it's invisible, and in the day-to-day consumption of the media, you would think of something as something normal, which is not, because as like we live here in Erbil, in Kurdistan, or other part of Iraq, women participate in different domains of life, in politics, in arts, in decision-making, business. But I was surprised how the media it has become almost a norm to show the woman in only as like reducing women to only physical appearance or childbearing or household domains. So yeah, and this was not only in Iraq as well. I found out that the Middle East, you have the highest rate of gender stereotypes, So about 81% of all articles are reinforcing gender stereotypes. This is based on a research published in 2010, a global research. So then I thought of doing something about this. I thought of doing kind of monitoring this sort of misrepresentation. First, to engage people in the kind of discussions about this issue, but also to kind of to help journalists or the media organization to be aware of this issue, to produce data and reports on the issue so that they can work on it for research, for training purposes, and hopefully to improve this kind of this negative image of women in the media. So the idea is that we wanted to create a website or a digital portal where users and journalists can go online and tag any article that deems misrepresenting women. So for this, we created some kind of criteria for choosing the article. So if some article kind of reducing women to physical beauty only through the image or the content, so we would tag it, we would publish it on the site, and on the site we would say which site is coming from, the source, why is this a problem, and then you would have a list of all the tags. Now, if you go to the website, you would see it's in Kurdish, but you kind of see the design. You see how the latest tags. You see the latest tags. So we also thought about making the process a training process. So we wanted to involve journalists. If you go to amediawatch.com, we want to involve journalists in the production or in the monitoring. We want to train them on gender issues. So the process would be journalists doing the monitoring of the top 10, let's say, or top 20 Iraqi websites. At the same time, we train them, and then the results will be published online. But also users can do the same. Users can send us or can tag an article. We would review them and publish them as well. So this would be kind of crowdsourcing slash journalists or team of volunteers, let's say. This was developed in HuRiLab in Armenia with a team from Armenia, also a team from Iraq. This was the basic idea, kind of we developed over the weekend over there, which was quite good. I kind of learned a lot from the opposing teams, the Armenian and the Iraqi team as well, also from the organizers. But after that, we also added one section, which is we call the women expert. Which in this section, you basically, for the women experts in Iraq, you can register your name according to the city, and you can make yourself available for the media for interviews as experts. So, for example, if a media organization wants to have an interview on politics or economy, whatever business, they want to find a woman in that city on that subject, they can just go on the site, find the women and contact them. This was kind of, there's another project like this in England called Women's Room, which is kind of exactly like this, but we integrated kind of this idea to the project so that we can increase the women's voice at the same time as doing the monitoring. Also, we added another section which to show the positive kind of representation of women. If there's an article that is done well, we would post it as well, so that people know how to do it, something like this.